So, here we go. You also follow me on my other social media platforms. Follow me on my YouTube channel, TikTok channel, both labeled The Coolly Cool Show. You can also follow me on my Twitter. It says CoollyCool2412. You can also follow me on my Instagram page at Brent_TheChamp. Rocking coast to coast, north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. And if you can hear us in Antarctica, let us know what you're thinking. Yep, you're listening here to Coolly Cool's Hip Hop Jam. We get started in just a couple seconds. Now, you're listening to the coolest of the cool, the Coolly Cool Show. It is by far the coolest podcast on the planet. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the man of the hour. He definitely is the coolest out there, rocking it to you from coast to north to south, and yes, maybe even in Antarctica. Your host, Brent. Thank you very much. Yes. All right, we're here with another episode. Thank you to all my listeners, all two of you. Appreciate it. The love, the support, for doing another podcast. You
the listeners out there. So it's a Saturday night. Hope your Saturday night's going very well. Hope your Saturday night's going very careful and safe. So here on the Coolest of the Cool, the Coolie Cool Show, our topic of discussion, if you already know, the title is Alien Abductions or Massive Deceptions, along with other conspiracy theories. So, um, I kind of want to touch on this because I kind of been leaning toward this in the past couple days, talking about as far as alien abductions, aliens coming down from the mothership and going ahead and snatching people up and doing experimentations on them just to see what they look like and everything, you know. So I kind of wanted to talk on this. I know last night my podcast was on the Chinese spy balloon, and in updates in reference to the Chinese or the China spy balloon, it apparently was shot down over in the Atlantic Ocean. I guess as the balloon was slowly making its descent or escape, it was shot down by the U.S. Whatever we means what we did, shoot it down for somebody. So Europe, England, you are safe now. You don't have nothing to worry. The balloon, Chinese balloon, is no longer a threat to you. It's no longer going to fly over and interrupt your tea and crumpets. No, 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 sire. It shall not. We will continue with tea and crumpets as planned and scheduled. So we have nothing to worry. Cheerios, mate. Yeah, so that's in the latest news, and I guess they're still up in arms as far as how the heck did it happen. But there's a lot of back underlying stuff that this is not being told to us. If you believe that the balloon straight off course and the China admitted, oh yeah, it was a research thing, and the United States was like, oh, I can't believe it. Sure, you believe all the crazy stuff they put in there. I'm pretty sure if they say that they're 10-foot giant, you know, at your back door knocking, saying he needs a glass of water. At this point in time, you might as well go and believe if you're going to believe some regular old malarkey nonsense. Is that so? Like I said, this show is pretty much going to be talking about alien abductions. Um, I'm pretty sure that many of you, all of my two listeners, thank you, have heard about somebody or heard a story of somebody being abducted by an alien. And apparently, these abductions have been going on for quite some time, dated back into the earliest of um, mankind, of early civilizations, where people have looked up to the stars, looked up to the sky, and have seen bright lights. Because aliens need lights with their advanced technology to travel and navigate in our world. So, as they need bright lights, spotlights to navigate while flying in their flying saucers, they needed to navigate and fly and come down and check out the scene and see what's going on, and then go in the middle of the night and beam motherfuckers up to the mothership and then do experimentations on them. But apparently this has been going on for quite some time, and people have had this kind of notion of that aliens, you know, are real. They come down. Now, I'm not one to say I haven't seen an alien. I haven't seen one. Um, I would love to think, and I do think that with all this space out there in the observable universe, that there is some other life forms other than here on planet Earth. It is one that, hey, there has to be, because it just cannot be said that here on Earth, this is just us and all the species and creatures and animals and things of that nature here on this Earth. I mean, there are millions of types of species here on Earth. So, essentially, you would probably think that in the cosmos, in the observable universe, which is so big that not even the grains of sand compared to how big the observable universe here. So, I mean, we would love to speculate, know that there is something else out here. But then the main thing is, if there is aliens, why are they sneaking about, coming down here, being caught on sometimes camera, caught by the people of this world, of seeing them say, "Oh yeah, there they are. There, I see the spaceship with the headlights," because they can't navigate in their advanced technology without being detected. Yeah, so you would kind of wonder, a little bit wonder, as far as, you know, what really is going on. And are these alien abduction stories that people have of being visited, being taken to the spaceship, being done experimentations, being implanted with some type of out of this world objects, things on them? You would wonder, are these true? Since obviously, if more than just a few people, a vast majority of people have encountered this, and you would wonder, is this true? Well, if there's a number of accounts of this happening from different people, people from different areas around the world, you would assume that maybe alien abductions are true. Maybe aliens are in fact true. I mean, certainly watching the movies and televisions, we have science fiction. Once I say it again, what does science and fiction have to do with each other? But you would see certain things of aliens and things like that where they encounter. It's always some crazy thing going on with aliens and blah blah blah. They fight back. Oh, alien versus predator. You know, get to the tower. You know, you would always try to wonder. It's just like, what's the deal? What's going on? So we're gonna break through the little monotony to figure out, is this a massive deception on the individual person? Meaning, are they deceiving their own selves from what is really occurring, what is really happening? I mean, you can argue this all day long, but at the same time, you yourself have to make a clear, concise decision what to believe. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. I'm just going to put to you, and as I always said, if you follow my podcast, I said I'm on the realm of realism. Realism, okay? And when I mean realism, meaning I'm going to try to present and tell you things that will enhance your thinking, be relatively simple to where it will say, holy shit. Now, we're going to start off very, very small, which is what I've been saying for the longest time. And I've been already said it about 3 times already since the show already started kicking off. And that is we have alien abductions. Obviously, before aliens do any type of abduction, they have to come down here into our Earth, right? If they're from another world. So, in them doing so, aliens, as many people have seen these aliens either in the woods or wherever, yada, 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 wherever, there's always some type of bright light associated with alien spacecraft, with these flying saucers, because apparently aliens, you know, ride hot and heavy in flying saucers. But they have spotlights to give off their position. You would think that an alien species advanced as aliens to travel so many distances, light years from their area where they came from, coming to here. You would think that, why do they need, um, bright lights to see through objects and things? I mean, don't they have? I mean, here on Earth we have what, NVGs. If you know the NVGs, night vision goggles, where it can see through in the dark. It takes emits from it takes the light sources from wherever, because usually things emit some type of light, which is enables us to see through the darkness. Though you take them off, you can't see shit because it's dark, but little particles give us just enough through the night vision goggles to be able to see our surroundings and everything around us. That's just saying one thing. That's just my take on it. And number two that I want to illustrate and reference to open your mind before I start getting to talk about what a lot of these articles have said about alien abductions. Number two is in reference to is um a lot of these people that will they talk about these stories about alien abductions. They will have these individuals are what I've said are highly educated, scholars, you know, pristine, respectable model citizens. And they're the ones that always, in the middle of the night, alien came down while they were sleeping, terrorized them, took them up to the mothership, did sexual experimentations and things of that nature to them, or whatever, and then dropped them off and said, get the hell out of here. But it's always these prominent people of society that encounter these alien abductions. You know, I'm going to bring up one that I don't know. I'm not going to say it's one of those facets, but it's going to be told in the line. But as I said before in my other podcast, why haven't we heard that these alien abductions, when people get abducted, happen to, you know, poor areas, ghettos, the hood, you know, trailer park areas, areas of low, I guess social status is what we would like to say. You never hear anything about somebody of the hood in the ghetto areas, the poor areas, talking about, yeah, alien came down, abducted me, took me up to the mothership, and then brought me back down. Because we totally dismiss it because they'd be like, yeah, whatever, dude's on high on something. You know what I'm saying? There's always a trouble with this bullshit. You ain't gonna believe in. Yeah, it always goes around to that. But apparently, all these other scholars in prominent areas, model citizens, and they have an alien abduction. We take their word as some type of truth, or we take a leap of faith to believe they might be telling the truth all the fucking time. But for people of lower and average, we're like, yeah, sure, whatever, okay. They're either high, drunk, or whatever, and we're just dismissing it. We're calling them insane, and if they don't stop it, then you're saying the guys in the white suits are gonna come by and gonna have a nice little jacket with some straps on it to be able to accommodate your dealings. And I would like to say, if this were to be true, as far as on both sides, like this, the prominent and then the lower class status, you trying to tell me that aliens are fucking biased? So aliens are just fucking biased. They're like, we want the cream of the crop. We don't want this is overhead. We want the filet mignon. I can't even say it right. We don't want no damn hamburger helper. You know what I'm saying? We want some steak. We need this damn hamburger helper over here. So aliens are biased. Really. Makes you think. Opens your eyes a little bit. I mean, check out any type of videos about alien abductions on YouTube or on the internet, anything like that, and you'll find out that it will always surround individuals who have been beamed up, have been taken up into the mothership, all types of things. These have been individuals with credibility to them, that they're scholars, trustworthy, just paint an image of what a model citizen is to be. Shit like that. Rarely you're gonna find somebody that the story is talking about alien abducted them. Are you gonna find anybody from the lower class areas? No, you're not. Because it's just as I said. We're going to ridicule them and say, oh no, they're crazy, they're high on something. No. But we're going to take people's word that are, credible or look to be credible or seeming to be credible. We're going to take their word overall because they're educated, highly smart. They hold a certain type of status in society. We're going to take them for certainty and for truth. But for everyone else that's not that prominent, lower, like I said, it's going to be sure. Like, that is where you have to ask yourself a question. What's going on? Where's the truth? Is there a truth to it? I mean, people have been seeing Alien sightings for as far as mankind has been around. Now, is there something out there? I don't know. Maybe there is. Do we possess alien technology? I don't know. Maybe we do. There's an Area 51. There's a base called that S4. But at the same time, they're not telling anybody anything. And they're certainly not going to tell anybody anything. I mean, people said they worked on alien technology. But what really is the definition of alien technology? Is it from other than this world? But then again, how are we supposed to take it truth when everything's so secretive and so classified to where not even the people working in those areas know what the other people are doing because everything's compartmentalized? What's the truth? Where's the truth? Use common sense. Try to figure it out for yourself. Now, I was watching uh earlier was in or lady was being had got abducted and literally when I was watching the documentary, and I'm not making this shit up. And the narrator, he was on point. He had you invested because the voice and everything was so clear and it got you grasped into the palm of their hand where you were so intrigued. They got you like that. You're listening. And the one part that kind of got me was like listening. I was watching. Okay, I said, okay, I'm gonna see what this is about. And then the lady, she said, and the narrator said what she had told them. And so she was sleeping in bed, and then next you know, she was awoken and found a 4 foot tall, 3 foot tall alien with some big eyes and a bald head, short, look butt naked or something. I don't know. It's all like I said. It's clearly identified. It's a short, fucking alien with some beady eyes, butt naked with bald head. And so she was sleeping in bed and she was almost in shock. And she looked over to her husband who was sleeping, sound asleep, in a deep sleep. And she said the alien used a telepathic connection to talk to her while she was lying in bed before taking her up to the mothership. And she had said, and the narrator said that she said that the aliens looked at her and used telepathic connection, telepathy or something like that, and had told her, shut up. Yeah. So the alien obviously can speak English or translate it for the most part and knows to say, shut up. Like, he knew she was about to cause some problems. And literally, the alien was like, before she could even try to say anything telepathically, because he was able to hear her thing, he was like, shut up. At this point in time, maybe the alien could have probably thrown in there, shut up, bitch, to probably made it a little bit more, suffice that he's directing his attention. He's talking directly to her, you know. But you got to use common sense judgment to this. And like I said, as I was watching it, I was like, okay, this is pretty good. I'm understanding. I'm getting into it. But that overall, that just had said, the alien looked at her and then telepathically, see, intelligent words being used, telepathically, and had said to her, shut up. So not only do aliens can understand English, but they can definitely translate the meaning of shit. If that isn't a goddamn, form of an advanced technology or advanced species, shit, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, that's some good shit right there. Alien tell you to shut the hell up. You might want to just shut the fuck up. Just saying. Alien might fucking have your number one day and you might just be like, fuck. Alien tells me shut up. I'm gonna be like, first of all, I'm probably get angry. Second, I'm probably gonna get kind of an attitude as far as why this alien is telling me to shut the hell up. That's just me. I probably might take offense to it and be like, bitch, I'm about to fuck you up. Fuck you talking, telling me, shut up, alien. You know, probably gonna I'm probably might have to throw some hands. More or less, if the alien could probably hear me telepathically, I'm gonna say, you about to catch this fade, bruh. I'm just saying. I mean, you know, but don't know if the aliens got superpowers or something. Don't know. But, I probably might take offense to it. I might even laugh. I don't know. I mean, if anybody's seen the movie The Leprechaun Back to the Hood, all time favorite, all time classic. I mean, the leprechaun, he was in the hood. The leprechaun was smoking a joint. I was like, what the fuck? And I remember, I think it was one scene where the leprechaun, he was like, oh, he's like, you got me good right there. Yes, you got me good. Your gold is really good. And when he said that, he had just took a hit off this one rapper dude's, joint or whatever. And so the guy was like, he was talking about this chain. And so the leprechaun was like, you're talking to me. This made gold right there. You get me gold chain. And so the guy, he said, man, fuck you, little motherfucker. And he fucking pushed the leprechaun down onto the ground. So you fucking. And then safe to say that fucking the leprechaun got an attitude and was like, "Oh, you think?" And I guess he took a shillelagh and beat the shit. I can't remember. I think he took the shillelagh and beat the shit out of him. But just long story short, that's kind of on the lines of what I'm fucking talking about. Matter of fact, I done forgot what the fuck I'm talking about, but it is what it is. I'm talking about some crazy shit. So, so we're gonna try to go into some of these abduction stories to kind of get you a feel for where I'm talking about, when I'm coming from. All right, so I'm gonna look right here and let's see. It is what am I pulling up? I am pulling up the Harvard Gazette. News and announcements, alien abduction claims examined. So this article is dated back from 2003, February. So this is pretty old, pretty dated, but at the same time, I was reading it and it actually leaves a lot of room for talking it. So let's go right here. I'm going to read about a couple pieces so that way you can kind of understand where this is coming from. When people talk about alien abductions, having been abducted by aliens. So, let's get. Let me get to Mark H. Let me say, I use my politically voice in this. Mark H. says he was abducted by aliens. He clearly remembers awakening one night, unable to move anything but his eyes. He saw flashing lights, heard buzzing sounds, experienced feelings of levitation, and felt electric tingling sensations. Most terrifying were the non-human figures he saw by his bedside. Mark believes they were aliens. Later he underwent hypnosis to try to recall exactly what happened to him. Under hypnosis, Mark remembered being whisked through an open window to a large spaceship. He was very frightened when aliens took him into some kind of medical examining room. There he had sex with one of them. What the fuck? I didn't remember reading this shit. The hell? Okay, let me just continue with this. Okay, afterwards, the alien brought him back to Earth and returned him to his bed. Mark describes the experience as terrifying. But did it really happen? Okay, that's one part of this fucking article. What the fuck? I literally just see what I'm talking about. It, all the time it involves some type of, examining. Like I said, these aliens apparently have, PhD degrees and, a fucking medical degree and shit. So they're, doing some examining. And then when examining turns into some type of, being some freaks, you know, the fuck? Like literally, I don't even remember seeing that. Maybe I skimmed through that part. I don't, like, what the hell? I, and let me guess. This Mark H. What's his name? Mark N. Mark H. I bet he was, a well-educated person. He's highly respected in the community. You know, so I want to find some more of this because that clearly just showed, as far as I don't know. So here's one, and if you don't know, sometimes there's a thing called sleep paralysis. So I'm going to go into this article part. It says sleep paralysis is common and no more indicative of mental illness than hiccup. The researchers pointed out. But when hallucinations and paralysis occur together, many people find the combination frightening and they attempt to find a meaning in it. Now, I will tell you that if you've ever had sleep paralysis or recognized when you had sleep paralysis, it is a very weird fucking feeling. And you might have a feeling that you don't understand what is going on. You might feel as though something's taken over your body or being held and feel it. Now, I can indicate and I can say this. I remember having had sleep paralysis happen to me before. I had woken up and literally could not move my body. I literally was trying to move and it felt like somebody was holding me down, but there was nobody on top of me or oppressed. And at a point in time, I kind of was along the lines, almost kind of wanting to kind of freak out, but I was like, I can't really just go freak out because I really couldn't move. So it had me wondering, but I just kind of relaxed myself and it was like, okay, something's obviously happening. And then it passed, and then I was able to move, and I was like, oh, and it kind of relaxed and felt different. Now, that was from my experience of knowing and had some type of sleep paralysis where it feels as though you can't move, you don't know where you're going. Now, this is more common than others. Now, sometimes people don't really recognize that they have sleep paralysis or it has happened to them or was awoke when they've had sleep paralysis. Now, some of us have had sleep paralysis, but we're pretty much asleep, and you might encounter it as a dream, and then as your dream is very vivid in what you're doing, might cause with whatever you're dreaming about might correspond with your body movements while you're sleeping. Now, if you're having sleep paralysis and you're having a vivid dream, now you could probably be on the lines like, oh, I don't know what to do. Now, if you're awoke and you have sleep paralysis and you have this, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what the fuck's going on. What the fuck is going on? Holy shit, I'm awoke and this is fucking weird. You begin to freak out. Your mind begins to play fucking tricks on you, and your mind can lead you down to a where you're like, holy shit, you're not recognizing what's going on. So, in order to figure out and to find out what happened, many people come up with some type of, oh, this had to happen, and then once it had to be this is what happened, and then not realizing after they've had the sleep paralysis, they probably dozed off back to sleep really quick. And just as the article had said, fixed with some type of maybe hallucination. And next thing you know, they're, thinking about, oh, I've been beamed up. I saw these people, green little men, and they were like Al Bundy. They wanted my fucking socks. They wanted the smell of my dirty socks because it was fuel, the fuel of the mothership. That's why they took me. And many of these things have people where have some type of sexual encounter. Even though the one lady story had said that, the fucking alien told her, shut up. So I don't know where that came from unless maybe her husband had told her before previously, said shut up, and she figured the alien told her the same thing. You talk too damn much. Shut up before you even run your mouth. Shut your mouth. Just straight up told her shut up. So, I mean, this is certain things that could probably get people kind of figuring out, what the hell, or trying to figure something out. Now, I remember when I was in the service and we were on, and it was a training out we were doing, and we were doing Grim Pack. Um, and I remember we did an amphibious assault. We came back to the island, and we did an amphibious assault. I was tired. I'm talking about I was tired. Ain't had slept in like I think it was like 2 3 days, along with the rigorous of you know hiking around, with a pack on my back, and it's just all out exhausted. And I remember I was like, yeah, you gotta have stand watch. I was like, shit, man, I'm tired as a motherfucker. Now I gotta stand watch. The fuck, you know? So I would stand watch, and I was standing watch, and I was one of my buddies was standing watch with me, and he was tired too. He fell asleep standing up. All right, he fell asleep standing up. I was so tired, and I was so like exhausted that literally I began to see things because I was so tired. My mind started to play tricks on me, and my mind started to go into start seeing. I started hallucinating. I could remember that I kept hearing. I was like, "Oh my god, they're crawling, they're low crawling, they're coming up on us," and no one was coming. No one. We're training, nothing. I was just like, they're crawling, and then I could have sworn that the Jolly Green Giant was like standing like a couple feet from me, and he was talking to the sniper. And I was like, telling the sniper, "What are you doing, man? You're out in the open." This is what happens when you don't get enough rest and you're up doing rigorous things. Your mind will go into different places, which will go into the land of dream world, which is essentially what happens when you go to sleep. Your mind ventures off into dream world to rest, to regroup, to recover, to refresh itself. And unfortunately, if you're up too long, those imaginations, those vivid images that you would to see while sleeping, and you being up for so goddamn long, you will end up seeing that shit in real time, wide open, wide awake, because your ass can't tell the difference because you're fully, truly exhausted. So your, I ain't gonna say your reality, your imagination will begin to take over. And I don't give a damn who you are. It eventually will, and you'll be like, God damn. All right. Like I said, it happens. And unfortunately, you don't want it to happen to the point where you can't decipher out the difference between reality and what is dream world. So sometimes this could be leading to why so many people believe they were abducted by aliens, but not realize that maybe, just maybe, they were hallucinating because maybe some type of stress, maybe something was going on in their personal lives that caused them, along with other things, maybe the sleep paralysis, and they're feeling some type of way, and they're like, they can't cipher the difference between are they dreaming or are they not. But if they're dreaming, are they awoke while they're dreaming? Which will cause them maybe to cease them. This is all just speculation talk. I can't speak for other people that have had alien encounters because I haven't had any. If I were to have one, I first thing I would say is like, "What the fuck you doing in my house?" Literally. And I would take it personal because at that point in time, motherfucker, you want to catch a fade, and that means boom, go throw some hands. That's just, and many people would go into the defensive mode like that because they would be like, one, pissed off that something like that is happening to them, and it just kind of causes like, what the fuck. But like I said, I cannot, you can't take what somebody says, oh, this that. But then I always say that, hey, man, human beings are corrupt and they do shit for other underlying reasons. Some do it for fame and fortune, or some do it to feel I'm special. So I need to trick people for me to be special. It happens. It happens all the time. When I mean all the time, there's somebody right now probably devising a plan to do this shit. Okay? I'm telling you. It's the truth. Alright? Nothing but the truth. It's a very, very weird and chaotic and crazy world we live in, but bring it to you to what can happen. Now, one of the most famous um, alien abduction stories of all time is the Travis Walton. If you don't know who Travis Walton is, go look it up, go Google up. There was a movie made in it that came out in, I believe, 93, 94, and it was a movie called Fire in the Sky. I seen that movie. Great movie, awesome movie. It actually depicted apart as far as complete accuracy. Now, no one knows exactly what happened during Travis Walton's experience of having been abducted or things like that in nature. He's the only one that can tell as far as what happened, and he was there with other people who saw him being abducted and being taken by this aliens, whatever. So I don't know. That, like I said, I don't know. But it's awfully kind of weird. A lot of other stuff happens where some people's stories don't make much sense. And some people do it for certain publicity. You know, you're never going to know. Just like it's Bigfoot. I talk about Bigfoot. I always make fun of that because Bigfoot hides in the woods. He's like fucking 8 foot tall, probably weighs fucking 400 pounds or some shit, and he's never been, clearly identified or nor were clearly seen. He's always, oh, it's a glimpse of him, and you're like, where'd he go? I don't know. And you would think by he would have been fucking found at this point. You know, I mean, it's a lot to grasp. It's a lot to try to figure out on certain, you know, occurrences. But I mean, like I said, I don't know. But all I can say is I would love to know that maybe since the world we live in, there is other life forms out there. And I mean, I'm just trying to get down as far as this aliens. I mean, are you afraid to go to the hood? Are you afraid to go to the ghetto areas? To go go get people or go talk to them or be saw or be seen by them? Why you always got to do it in the rich upper echelon area? I'm just saying. That's just me. I'm just talking. Maybe I'm talking crazy. Maybe I'm not talking sense. I believe in talking common sense. Don't be biased. Go into them rough areas and wherever. You know, you want to tell people that you for real and stuff, or you want to figure what people are, go to them areas. You know, don't be the aliens talking about, nah, we just gonna stick with these educated people over here, these prominent people. But then you just gonna turn a blind eye to the other factors of real life with people living their lives the best they can. But you just want to go to that. Just don't get that one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but then again, I think there's a couple about a minute left. There has been incidents where the U.S. government has conducted where they've actually to keep up people's, I guess, thought process on alien abductions have actually been well, I said have actually staged alien abductions on people to convince them. That's been true. There is I forgot what his name is. I'll probably come up with it to find the name out. Richard Dowdy. He worked for, I guess, the Air Force, and he was actually a participant on having knowledge on people doing certain things, staging alien abductions, but then also said, oh, there was aliens, and he came across it. Who the fuck knows? Like I said, I don't fucking know. It's one of those things like somebody's stirring the Kool-Aid, or somebody's just knows something, but who the fuck knows at this point in time? It's all too too weird for me. Oh, and we've come to another end of a great concluding episode here on the Coolest the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show with your host Brent. I like to appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow me on my other social media platforms. Be sure to follow me on my YouTube channel. Be sure to follow me on my TikTok channel, both labeled the Coolly Cool Show. You can also follow me on my Twitter account at CoollyCool2412. You can also be sure to follow me on my Instagram page at Brent_the_champ. Yeah. So, talking about what's going on with these biased aliens. Just saying. So, you heard it here live, the Coolest the Cool, the Coolly Cool Show. Your host, Brent. Take care. Bye.